Thank you, Carla, for being here with us, and thank you for sharing this beautiful film, which is both poetic and delicate, but also very playful in a lot of senses. So I really enjoyed watching it. My first question is, of course, I think an obvious one. You worked with personal documents, the letters of your mother. So I was wondering, like, do you keep on discovering new meanings because you have worked with the letters of your mom before in short film Yokunas? So I was wondering, is that a dynamic process, the reading and the meanings of these letters?
Hmm. Yes, maybe by now, if I keep reading them, maybe I cannot discover anything else because I've read them many, many times. But it's true that for me they were like a kind of a starting point for the film. Because as you mentioned, I had done before a short film with these letters, with me reading them, and also filming empty spaces where she had been before, no? And I made it during the process of writing my first film, summer 1993, when I realized that I didn't remember her, basically, no? So it was a way to recover her memory. But the truth is that it was a kind of something like very personal, a bit experimental, and I shot myself these images. So I felt that the images that I captured for this short film, they were not enough for these letters. That I needed to find some other kind of images that were like to pair them with the poetry that these letters had, no? Because I feel that these letters for me is the most important document that I have from my mom, because reading them I feel how she was, no? How she felt, the things she paid attention to, how she expressed herself, and I feel they are very poetic, and they are also kind of like a generational portrait of her youth, no? Because she explains, I don't know, how she related to drugs and friends and work, no? So they are very interesting. So for me, Romería was the opportunity to create the images I was lacking about my parents' love story, but also to give these letters like a fair images to go with somehow.
But of course, these letters is also very much connected to the question of memory. And then I also wonder by sort of trying to reimagine your mother in a way, does this also affect, let's say, your personal memories, the ones that you maybe don't disclose in films? Because I think it's a tricky zone, no?
Yes, I mean, for me, this film was very liberating somehow, because it freed myself of this frustration I was saying at the beginning, no? That at some point I got to the conclusion that memory is not a faithful thing. It's very subjective, it's very selective. It keeps transforming, because when we remember something, we don't remember the fact, we remember the last time we remember it. So
Mhm.
it keeps transforming in our own mind according to the emotions we are feeling, no, and to survive, let's say. So with the film, I was trying to kind of get to some kind of truth, but I free myself saying I just need like a story, no? I think that we all need a story to tell us, to understand where we come from, no? A narrative. And if it's not exactly how it was, it's okay, and we may never know it. You know what I mean? I think that even if my parents were alive and they were gonna tell me their love story, probably I wouldn't be able to believe the whole of it, because they would be also, the memory would also be transformed. So I'm in peace, let's say, with the idea that I don't know anymore, like what happened, what I invented for the film, what someone told me, the image I created, it's a mix somehow.
Yeah, it's nice. It reflects the messiness of memory. And it's also a beautiful document to then share to your own next generation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. So with Romería, you finished, let's say, a triptych that started with the Steel 1993 and then was continued by Alcaraz. Now I wonder, is there a certain sense of closure that comes with this third film? Um,
Yes, I feel it like that, because somehow with my three first films, I could explore my three family branches, no? Between the adoptive and the biological families, I have three branches. They are all big, big families full of stories. And I think that it helped me to understand where I come from and to give value to my family memory as well. And now, because I also became a mom of two, I kind of feel that I also created my own family, so it's more a moment to look to the future and
Mm-hmm.
also live the past. The three films share the fact that they are told by the new generation in a family, which is the one that I used to belong, but now because I became a mom,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the middle generation, no? So I think that in my personal life, my position changed. I think that I'm okay with all this past, and it's a moment to start something new.
And how does it feel being the middle generation?
Yeah, I mean it's a new feeling, and also my older son is 3 now, so I feel that I still need to digest a lot of new feelings, no?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's amazing how you revisit yourself, no, when you become a mom, and the exercise you have to do to kind of free yourself as well to make sure that you don't give some
Mm-hmm.
traumas to your kids,
Yeah,
basically.
that's an important one. That is. Um, let's stay with the mother figure because it's so interesting that in the Romería you chose to let Lucia Garcia play both Marina and the mother. I was wondering, was it something that was clear from the very beginning, or was it some idea that just popped up during the writing process?
Um, it wasn't in the writing process because at the beginning the letters or the diary fragments of my mom were gonna just show on like empty images. But at some point I realized that I wanted to create like a little story in the film or like a little film in the film, no, with the love story. And for me it was a natural choice because the thing is that I have few photos of my parents, no? I have one video of my mom, some of my dad when he was a kid, but if I try to remember them, I cannot see them clearly, how they move, how they speak. So for me, it makes sense that sometimes when we imagine, it's very similar to actually to dreams, no? That we dream of things that we've seen recently
Mhm.
or things that we know, no, and we put them in a different kind of constellation, but it's through things that we know. So for me, it was very natural that she became the mom, and the cousin that she met became the dad, no, and because she doesn't have these images of the real parents, she lives it herself with her cousin, no, and it's a kind of a liberation actually to go to this trip like that, no.
It's beautiful. I want to connect to something that you said earlier in the introduction. The fact that you talk about a very specific moment of Spanish history, the transition to democracy, and that, of course, that moment, as you said, is experienced with a lot of joy and happiness. But of course, it also comes with its own shadows. You've tried to also delve into these shadows with, I would say, with with eyes full of hope in a way also, so it's not, let's say, a full dark view on that moment, but of course you show the marks that it leaves on certain families. Do you think that Romeria was able to maybe spark or open up some necessary conversations today?
I mean, I hope, I hope so, because I think that in Spain we are not so good with historical memory.
Mhm.
I mean, it's clear in our country and more right now with the right wing and all this. Um, we are not so good with that, and and I think that because of the taboo and the stigma, no, of AIDS and heroin and addiction, everyone kind of silenced these deaths for a while. And what I realized when we were doing the Q&As when we had the release of the film in Spain is that in every room of every projection that I was in, there was someone saying, "This is also my story," or "This is the story of my uncle," or "My mom has a friend who went through that." Everyone has someone in this generation who lost their lives, and I think that it's painful to talk about it, but it's also the time because enough time passed now to start thinking it from other perspectives. And I feel that we've been using words that are not fair to them, like I don't know, the punishment, the guilt, the shame, and when I think that they were victims of something, no, there is all this theory that that the government didn't do anything to stop the entrance of heroin, because while these young people were into drugs, they were not into politics in this delicate political moment, no? So I feel that they didn't want to go through that. Basically, they found themselves in that because they didn't have enough information, and they didn't know the consequences of heroin or the consequences of AIDS that came later, no? So in my case, like my mom, she quit everything. She gave birth to me, and then she found out that she had AIDS, no? So I think that we need to talk about them from with a little bit more light, and also with some being thankful somehow for them to open up another way of thinking at that time, no?
Mhm. Beautiful, yes. A last question, maybe. I see all of these post-its and
Yeah.
your background. So I am imagining that you're working on your new film. And there you said that it will talk about flamenco and representing it in cinema. So maybe you can share some words on what we can expect from this new Carla Simón era in a way, no?
Yes, yes. I mean, there are many, many ideas that I have in my head that are not so related to my family, so it's good. I will leave them alone for a while. But yeah, we are preparing a flamenco musical,
Mhm.
which I'm very excited because there was almost a film genre about flamenco musical in Spain that now feels a long time ago, since we haven't been exploring that. And I feel that flamenco has evolved a lot in terms of music, no, but maybe not so much in terms of cinema. Carlos Saura did something like a few films about flamenco, but I'm very interested in exploring that. I'm super new to that.
Mhm.
So I'm learning a lot, I'm investigating, and the film is starting to take some kind of shape, but it will take time.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to discovering with you.
Yeah.
So see you hopefully very soon, Carla, and good luck with this new era. Thank
Thank you. Bye bye.
you. Bye.